Okay, now this last part of the tutorial is pretty simple. We now want to graph our data. Now, one of the things you guys are going to understand is that, of course, everybody's going to have slightly different data. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to simply select these two rows, the percent of furry genes versus the percent of furless genes, and what happens to that over 10 generations. All right? And so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click up here where it says graph. I'm going to do a line graph. Notice a lot of you guys did bar graphs. I have to actually look at that. I'm not sure what the tutorial said, but it seems to me that line graphs make more sense for this data. So I'm going to do that. All right, and you go to this, and one of the things you notice, it shows you what the graph looks like, and this is a very, very pretty graph, and it does exactly what I want it to do. Okay, you can see the blue line is the number of furry genes, and that goes up and then tails off at the top. And then the pink line is the number of furless genes, that goes down. And then I'm just going to click on next, and I'm going to chart title, gene frequencies, for bunnies. You guys can come up with a better category. The category for the x-axis is generations. And category for the y-axis is percent of total genes. All right, so you guys should know a little bit about how to write graphs. Also, spelling is important. Total is spelled T-O-T-A-L. All right, and so we're just going to hit next, and it's going to ask us where we want to put it. I'm going to put it in the sheet so everything's in one page, and I don't have to keep on scrolling back and forth. And boom. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? So you get data up here. You got your little graph here. You'll notice that the data, these two line graphs are actually inverses of each other. Okay, when one goes up, the other one has to go down. You see a lot of these in political polls and stuff like that. You'll see that it'll say like a person's posit, you have to answer, do I like the president or I don't like the president? There'll be exact opposite graphs. That is the number of percentage of people who dislike him grows, the number of percentage of people who like him shrinks, or vice versa. All right. So these kinds of graphs are always you only really need one of these graphs in some ways, because you can assume that if the number of the percentage of fur genes goes up like this, then the number of furless genes has to go down. Okay, and that's it. That's how you graph your data. You're going to upload this to the place where I show you, and that is basically your last technology assignment for the semester.